Hello, this is Bill Hall's Real Estate Synopsis for the first week of May. I hope you know that real estate is considered an essential business during this interesting time. If you didn't know, you do know now. And we are out working and things are happening and homes are selling. People may be sheltered right now through all this at home stuff, but people are not stopping. It's not stopping them from creating a strong recovery for the mortgage applications. Listen, as rates have hit a new record low last week, the fixed rate decreased to 3.43%. So that increased demand increased for home buyers by 12%, signaling a potential upturn for buyer confidence for sure. Look, after being cramped up for the past few weeks, it's pretty understandable. Mortgage applications to buy homes rose last week, and that's good news. We knew home sales would drop in March and in April due to the coronavirus outbreak, and the home prices have stayed steady and have actually even increased. So sales have declined, but home prices are staying solidly strong, and we knew that would probably be the case. Earlier in the year, we watched inventory gradually tick up, but with the current quarantine recommendations in place, fewer sellers are listing homes, which will limit buyer choices, which has helped that pricing stay in place. Significantly more listings are going to be needed and more will come into the market once the economy steadily reopens. South Florida already was seeing a shortage of homes for sale. And I strongly suggest to my clients and to folks that ask me, if you want to sell, get it on the market. Be ahead of the curve, be ready for market returns, and it will return. I'm telling builder clients the same thing. Also, to keep inventory going, there was a drop of 22% in new home starts in March and April due to the uncertainty of the virus, which means that the home builders will be a few months behind the ball when things come back, and they tend to follow each other, unfortunately, and they're all going to be in the same situation. Another interesting fact or after fact from all this is that our offices, both here in Florida as well as in Connecticut and New England, and some of the other New England states, are seeing people already leaving Manhattan and urban areas for suburban areas. And renters and condo dwellers are looking for single family homes. The forced quarantine, if you will, if they have to go through that again, they don't want to be locked up like they were this time. They're looking for single family homes. So it's a good time to get that single family home on the market. Another thing to consider when thinking about remodeling your home in the future is to make room for a virtual home office uh, or communication room. Set it up for that purpose because it's going to be more of a norm than it has been in the past. Additionally, more common areas of the home, fabrics that are easy to clean, don't collect germs, now going to be using new materials. In terms of showings right now, I am doing mostly virtual showings myself. If the homeowner doesn't want anybody in the home, the homeowner can do that virtual tour for us, and we'll set that up so they can do it if they don't want anybody in there. And if they do need to do something in person, we can do that. We have protocols in place to do that. The owner would need to be out of the house 3 hours before the showing and not come back until 3 hours after. All parties need to wipe down doors, and buyers don't need to be touching any handles and opening things up. And there are ways that we can work around this that are considered safe. And we want to make sure that we do that properly and do that when we need to. And that would all be part of the due diligence after we get into contract, not just going and looking around, if you will. Some side notes, people should keep in mind when buying a home, there is all kinds of advice out there in the social media. So it's always good to recap a few things. Unless you're a cash buyer, look, get pre-approved. It is just so unfortunate to see folks get under contract, get very, very excited, and think they've got their home, their dream home, and then they get declined by a mortgage. Get pre-approved so no harm, no foul, but you know where you are, and it's important to know where you are. You don't also have to put down 20%. There are many programs out there. Talk to your mortgage broker. He can guide you in the right direction so you know which way to go and you know what you need to do. And you also don't need to have that perfect credit score. And if you have a student loan, that's not a automatic no, you can't get a mortgage. So, hang in there. There are ways to get around things. There are actually some new government guidelines on the student loan issues. So uh, give this stuff all a try. Don't get caught short thinking you can't do something. Last thing, in terms of social media and everybody thinking they've got the latest and greatest word on things, that all agents are the same. The one that always tickles me, my daughter's boyfriend is a realtor. He just got his license. We're going to use him to help him get going. Folks, that's not even close. Real estate's one of the few areas where it really doesn't cost you any more to hire the very best. A top broker is going to net you more money, going to save you more money, and will protect you from issues you're not even aware of, and be a steward of yours in the transaction to a safe and successful outcome. So selecting that best and qualified agent is the most important decision a seller will make in a home sales process for sure. Condo showings are hit and miss right now. Most boards have stopped real estate showings at this time because visitors just aren't allowed. But as things are starting to slowly open up, hopefully that will change a little bit, and that'll start to open up for us in the next week or so. I am hosting virtual coffee chats to talk about anything on your mind relating to real estate, and I'll set those up anytime anybody wants to get on Zoom with me and have a coffee break and talk a little while and see what's on their mind or see how I can help them with any questions they may have. I'm happy to do that. I'm kind of sequestered somewhat myself, so anything I can do to help, that's what I'm here to do. And that's the synopsis for this week. Hope things are good. Hope you're staying safe and busy. Enjoy.